So I hope that everything is going well for you. And if you already can't tell by the bad quality that this video is going to be, this isn't going to be like a happy video or anything like that. So if you don't want to hear about some depressing type topics, then you can watch something else. But all you need to know, also, if you don't want to watch all of this video, because I have already tried to record this video a few times and all the videos turned out being really long. I'm not going to be making videos until probably the end of May or the beginning of June because I am moving. And this video is going to be me talking about some reasons why I'm moving. And it's not to gain sympathy or anything like that. It's more of a me offering anybody else who is struggling advice type video by me sharing my experiences with you. I also wrote a lot of notes. I have like 5 pages of notes, and if there's a lot of cuts in this video, it's because I want to stick to more of what I wrote down and try not to get too emotional while making this video. I am moving from the West Coast to the East Coast without my family, without anybody, just me. I'm moving because I have anxiety and depression about the living situation that I'm in and the people that I live with. And I know that it's selfish to want to leave your family because you feel like you deserve a better life, but I still want to try to tell you my story before you jump to some judgments that you might have about me or about my family as well watching this video. For the first year of me having anxiety, it was manageable. I only got anxiety when I went on planes and flew places or called people on the phone or simply just had to make appointments and like talk to people at reception. But then it progressively got worse when I would have panic attacks while I was sleeping and wake myself up because of how scared I was. Or I would just be chilling at my computer doing nothing and get a panic attack. And now it has gotten to the point where I can't drive at night. I'm sitting in my car right now in my driveway because I can't drive anywhere because I'm so anxious about driving. And I've struggled with this since I was 17 and I'm 20 now. And I still haven't gotten help for it because I've just been too anxious about talking to people about my problems. But when I tell my family about it, instead of getting support, they will call me a liar or say I need to get over myself or say that I have nothing to worry about and that I live a life of luxury. And I've known for a long time that my mom has not been herself and she is not a caring or nurturing person. I haven't been able to talk to her about any of my problems ever for as long as I can remember, because every time I try to talk to her about something, she will twist my words around and make it seem like I am attacking her and I have nothing that I should be anxious over and that I am doing something wrong to her, when that's not the case. So we went from me talking about a problem that I have, like not being able to drive at night, to her telling me that I don't love her anymore because I'm not doing something that she feels that I owe her, or I'm not doing something in the best way that I can for her. And you can imagine what it feels like to be told over and over again for years that somebody that you really care about doesn't have time for you, doesn't have time for your problems, and doesn't care about you or your problems. And that if I get upset about something that she does, it's just me needing to get over myself or over my emotions. And I think that my anxiety gets the worst when I constantly have to walk around on eggshells around my mom for fear that she will get mad at me or blow up on me because I don't say something in the right tone, or I don't do something a certain way, or I don't do enough for her. That equals that I don't love her enough, or I don't love her anymore because I'm not doing it the way that she wants me to do it. Like exercising all the time, or taking care of the dogs, or cleaning, not cleaning enough. But there's a difference between, like, I know it's good to do chores, and there's a difference between doing chores and being the only one in my house who cleans. And the dogs are a main reason why I am moving and why I've decided to make this big change right, like, in the middle of my college career, basically. Because we have 11 dogs. And I know that having 11 dogs isn't a sane thing to do. It's animal hoarding. I've never agreed with having 11 dogs, and I've never wanted to have 11 dogs, and I've never wanted to take care of 11 dogs. As you can imagine, some of you might like the idea of having 11 dogs, but you have to think about, where do you keep the 11 dogs, how much noise the dogs make, how much time you're going to have to spend with all of them, or take care of them, or love them, which, for me and my house, we don't really spend time with the dogs. They are either outside during the day or inside their crates during the night, always, and the crates are scattered between the kitchen and the garage and my mom's room and sometimes the living room. The only place I have to myself where there aren't dogs is in my room, which I try to keep clean and stress-free, but it's hard when there's constant stress around me. It's hard to focus on schoolwork or making videos. It's hard to record videos. Normally, when I record a video, I stay up until 4 a.m. to try to get a moment when there's no dogs barking. And because I don't like spending time with the dogs, or taking care of the dogs, or being around the dogs, I am labeled a dog hater by my family, which isn't true. I love dogs, and I want to have a dog someday when I live by myself or somewhere else, which I'm going to. Hopefully, maybe I'll get a dog or something. My anxiety as of the last month has been extremely bad. I mentioned before that I can't drive at night anymore, but I wasn't able to drive during the day either because of all the adrenaline rushes I would just get while doing the most normal things. And I had to get people and friends who I rarely talk to drive me to the train station so I could go to school, or drive me to the doctor's office so I could get checked out, because my mom just simply didn't want to have to deal with it. She said that she didn't have time to deal with it, and that there wasn't anything wrong with me, and that I just needed to get over myself, which the doctor told me that he thought it was BPPV, which I wrote about in one of my descriptions. I think the last description I made on a video. But it's not BPPV, it's just me being really anxious because the medicine he prescribed me and the exercises haven't worked. And like, it's not consistent. It just happens whenever it wants to happen. And for the past month, I've been feeling like I will never please my mom. and that I will never do anything right in her eyes, and that my family would be better without me, which I know is stupid and it's a false statement now, but at the time I felt like if I just stopped living, it would be the best thing for my mom and the most rational thing for my mom, because then she could like do something with the space that I occupy, or like live a better life and stop having to worry about like what I'm doing, or stop having to think that I'm a disappointment. And it really doesn't help now that I know that that's a stupid idea, and that she knows that I'm moving away, that we rarely talk, and she is excited to turn my room into a dog room. It really does make me question myself, like, is what she thinks about me true? Like, do I really not clean? Do I really not love her anymore? Am I really a bad daughter? And the fact that she's excited to turn my room into a dog room just backs up the notion that she doesn't want me to come back and visit her. So if you're struggling with the same kinds of things that I'm struggling with, I would gladly talk to you, and I want you to know that it's not your fault. You can message me, or you can DM me on Twitter, or you can email me. If you just want to talk to somebody about it, I can try to give you advice or just listen. But yeah, this was a life update video, and kind of just like a general discussion about anxiety and depression. And I'll be returning to making videos in June or the end of May. And I hope you have a good couple months.